cheesesteak. I prefer provolone over all of it.
I appreciate you using the word tolerate. You will tolerate the cheese. Now, here's where they went wrong here. And I appreciate the producing here. They wanted to see if I would actually eat this on the air. And quite honestly, there was a 99% chance that I would not. That said, it was not a dynamic hoagie. It was not toasted. It was some kind of mystery meat, which is this the color of a normal cheesesteak? It's like a questionable brown.
Yes, Suze.
Yes. It is.
Okay.
The color looks accurate.
Okay.
The color looks accurate.
There's some gunky situation of cheese that was sticking to the paper, and I said, that's not usually how I like.
That's good stuff,
milk
right?
That's
there.
good. That's how you know it's
it's
cheese.
good.
My goodness.
Yeah. Cheesy.
Was there?
But that's with a cheesesteak. That's how it goes.
Okay. Was
With
the
a cheesesteak, that's how it
flaw?
goes.
Was the flaw that they introduced me to a cheesecake from a place in El Segundo? Was that the flaw to the plan here?
No, the real flaw was that they gave you a cheesesteak. So what they're really saying is that when you're not there, it's what they give your hubby.
They better not. They better not.
That's so now, not to dime them out because I would never do that. Never do that.
Yeah, you
but,
would. Yeah, you would. Because you just did.
Mr. Rich Eisen, it appears Mr. Rich Eisen has a fetish for some cheesesteaks.
I say we've never bought Rich
You don't
anything.
need to be too many of those.
Let me fill you in on something with my husband. Okay, let me tell you.
Okay.
My husband is a child when it comes to food. Okay, if it is in a
We all
package, no. This is like epic levels. Like if it's pre-packaged from somewhere from a questionable source and it comes in cellophane, he's gonna eat it. So like American cheese, individual wraps, that's his jam.
Can I come to his defense just for a second?
Yes.
Just a second.
Yes.
You're talking to a guy that has changed my life around and has really prioritized my health over the last couple of years. But in the last 2 days, I ate Skittles and I ate Nestle's Crunch and Bunch. I'm in no position to denigrate my man Rich Eisen to that point. Now I'm calling them out on the cheesesteaks because clearly he's been slipping a few of those behind your back.
Right?
That's clearly the case.
Right.
But having said that, I can't throw him under the bus like that and act like he's alone in being childish with his diet because as men, that's just what we do sometimes. We like the chocolate. We like the sweets. That's just how we are. It calms us down.
Well, maybe you can't throw him under the bus, but I can. And I will do it anytime I damn please. And it's about the jelly bean wrappers in the back of the car. Right?
We know that.
Right?
That.
I know where they're hidden in his office.
They don't know our history. They don't know our history. So, I know how much of a general you can be. That's how you roll. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't no damn lieutenant, so you're a general. You understand? You run the show.
Sure.
That was when I was working with you. So could you imagine what you are at the home running the house?
It's a nightmare.
Oh, we understand. We understand. We know that Rich Eisen's got rights about 5% of the time.
Right.
And other than that,
seems high.
He do what he is supposed to do if he wants a happy home because you ain't somebody that somebody should want on their bad side.
Yeah.
I can vouch for
And I love you for knowing that about me. I love you for knowing that about me.
right.
Okay.
No, I do. I was telling you about that for years.
That's true. That's true. I get really happy when he's on the show with me. Let me ask you a couple questions. If you could be any basketball player that's playing right now in the conference finals on either side, who would you be?
For me, it would be Jalen Brunson because he's playing at Madison Square Garden. I mean, I grew up in New York City, diehard Knicks fan all my life. To be at the Mecca at Madison Square Garden as the star player, that would be it. But the reason it would be Jalen Brunson would be because it's New York, it's the Garden, that's his home. If I'm just looking at a skill set that I wish I could have as skilled as he is, I'm an Ant-Man dude all day, every day. Anthony Edwards, the brother spectacular. I think he's Jordan-esque. I think he has that kind of potential. And I think that if he ever gets to a point where he's winning championships, we will be talking about him being Jordan-esque even more. Not his mouth, because he will talk smack to you. He will get in your face. He will let you know, not to say that Jordan didn't do that, but he's clearly more conspicuous with his demonstrative tendencies than Jordan ever was. But the thing about Ant-Man, his athleticism, his fervor for the game, his willingness to defend, not just score, and that jump shot that has vastly improved over the last couple of years to complement his athleticism, his ball handling skills, his ability to get in the lane, etc. Ant-Man is spectacular, and he is a showstopper. And I think that if he wins the championship, he will officially be the face of the NBA. And that means even in the stratosphere of a LeBron James and a Steph Curry.
Wow, that's a big statement.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But he will, because his personality demands it. See, Jason Tatum's a champion, but Jason Tatum didn't have that personality. Ant-Man has that kind of personality. And so if he were to win a championship, it's not just about him winning the championship, Susie. Last year, he sent home Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal in the first round. He sent up Jokic and Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon in the second round. He lost in the conference finals to Luka and Kyrie, then came back this year and sent Luka and LeBron home together. And then obviously Jimmy Butler. I'm not going to say Steph Curry, because Steph Curry, when he was on the court, they won game one, and he had 13 points in the first 13 minutes of game two before he strained his hamstring. So I'm not going to say Steph Curry, but he did send home Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green. And if he wins this series, he would be sending home Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who I believe to be the imminent league MVP. So if he did that, and then, Lord help us, he played the New York Knicks in the finals, and he beat New York to win a championship, I think it will warrant that kind of discussion.
Now, if you are a coach/GM and you're building a team right now based off of one of these four teams, do you start with him, or who do you start with?
I start with Ant-Man. I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an upgraded modern-day version of George the Iceman Gervin, the Iceman George Gervin, who I love. Jalen Brunson is a superstar in this game, clutch player of the year. He's a closer. Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers, led by a Hall of Fame coach in Rick Carlisle. They are to be highly respected. But Ant-Man is a different breed. I mean, when you think about, the personalities might be different, but when you think about a Bird, when you think about a Magic Johnson, when you think about a Michael Jordan, he wouldn't be a Vince Carter if he won the championship, because Vince Carter never won a championship. You'd have to think about Kobe when you think about his willingness to play on both sides of the ball. I'm talking about Ant-Man here, because Kobe was willing to do the same thing for many years. Kobe was an elite defender. And so I look at those kind of things, the elements, the increments, the ingredients that come with being a face of the league.